So happy to see you guys. Listen, we've gotten a lot of questions around the iDecide, and iDecide is such a great company, and their service is just so high level. And we just reached out to them and said, "Hey, can we get some individual training?" They do a lot of training every single week that you guys can sit on, but we just asked them if they could do some special training for us this week and next week as well. So if you haven't signed up with the iDecide, I would highly recommend doing it. It's a very, very good platform to be able to get the information out to clients very quickly, and it could be um, made just for them and based on what they want to know about it. If you have signed up and you have questions or you haven't set things up fully, that's what we want to kind of go over tonight so that you can best utilize this plan. I'm telling you, it is. I love it. Whenever someone's asked me now about it, I just send them and then they immediately respond to me like, "Wow, that was awesome." I mean, they answered all my questions. So, and what we're going to be doing over the next month, 6 weeks, is kind of seeing what the close rate thing does on this, and then we're going to be tweaking this as we go along. We had about an hour meeting with Eric yesterday, which is going to train you guys tonight, but they are just so amenable to do anything to make this thing work for us. So I'm really, really excited about it. I know we've had a little bit of break in between because we've all been in Utah and traveling and all that. So I'm excited to go through this training with you guys tonight and learn about this. My team is on here too to learn about it. So we're gonna leave at the end some time for some Q&A. I feel like Eric's gonna answer a lot of your questions tonight, but we will have some time at the end for some Q&A. So I want to introduce Eric. Eric is I'm not sure. Eric, what is your role at the company exactly? Is it like a founder, one of the co-founders, or?
A business development VP.
Okay, business development VP, very, very, very intelligent human being. Been in our industry before, worked in this channel before, so he understands the channel. He understands our pain points. So Eric, I'm gonna just let you take it away and take us down this journey, so everyone that has purchased it or everyone that's thinking about purchasing it can know how this thing works, and so that you can get the best out of this product.
Awesome, Jay. Well, thank you, first of all, for the introduction and hello to all of you. We are excited to be able to partner up with your leadership and LifeWave to bring our technology to all of you. For tonight, you're all new to the platform, you're all learning the platform. We're going to go step by step how to get started, get set up, and best practices. So, if I can share my screen. Give me one moment to switch this over for you guys. Jay, can you see that screen, my screen? All right, I think that muted everybody while I present, but you guys, we're gonna open this up to some questions. We're not gonna be long, but I wanna make sure you really understand a couple things this evening. First we wanna make sure we talk about what is iDecide and why it works. It's always important to understand how this was developed and why, how to use it, which is really what's going to get you off to a fast start utilizing the iDecide. But also, we want to talk about some best practices because there are components to our platform that, if used properly, we have reps and other companies that we work with that are seeing 70, 80, 90% success rates if they set it up right. So, we're going to talk about some best practices as well. So what is iDecide, right? It's 91% of people admit to daydreaming during a presentation. And some of you are probably doing that right now as we get into this training and this presentation, but we all do it. And a lot of times, it's the attention span of humans is getting less and less all the time. And we're really being forced to watch things that we're not interested in. So when we look at attention span time wise, online, you have 8 seconds to keep somebody's attention. And so how do we do that? If it's in a video, right? Videos are kind of, everybody's tired of videos all the time, but you have 90 seconds to get somebody's attention. And even in person talking to somebody, you have 5 minutes. So, and these are statistical data. This isn't like just numbers we make up. We've researched this. And so we have to keep people engaged longer to share more information with them. So, what if presentations were fun, right? So, if you send somebody a short presentation and it's just strictly to the facts of what you're talking about, you're going to lose them. And so, if they were fun and the viewer enjoyed them and they're professional, right, and effective and they work and they're short, no matter how great iDecide is at keeping people's attention, you still can only go so far before you lose people. And so we've got this down to a science to make presentations so that they're interactive, engaging, and yet not too long so that we can get a positive outcome, which is ultimately our goal. We also want presentations to be smart, provide data, and you'll see that in your iDecide if you haven't watched it yet. But probably to me, what made this so powerful for us as we were creating it is we had to make it duplicatable. I mean, you guys have one of the top leaders in the company in Jay and Carlos and excuse me, Rochelle on the call, these calls. Your leadership can do one of the best presentations you could ever imagine. You see them doing them on webinars, but it's all about duplication. They can only do so many calls, and having a presentation that allows you to now send out an iDecide presentation that was developed by your leadership, by the leadership of Lifeway and the company, allows you to be able to duplicate yourself and your leaders in sending that out. So when we talk about what is it, this is a mouthful, but we always like saying this, right? It's a personalized, short, fully automated, multimedia interactive presentation tool that truly is changing the way people share their stories. What you can do with an iDecide that you can't do in any other platform is, one, you can create and send an iDecide via text, email, messenger, anywhere in any way that you want to send an iDecide, you can send it. And that's what makes it very unique, because we know that it's important for you to communicate with a prospect in the way that you already communicate with them. If you're somebody that communicates to somebody via messenger, it's best to send it through messenger. If it's through texting or email or WhatsApp, however you normally communicate, how you want to respond and send iDecides to those prospects. And once they click the unique link, their screen's going to come to life, and it's going to be personalized, and the prospects are going to answer questions, and they're going to choose only what they're interested in seeing. You're going to receive a text or email notification when they start to watch it and at the end. The reason we send it at the beginning is we want you to know that when you sent this link to somebody, when they start to watch it, it may be a day later, right? They may be busy and didn't get to it. We want you to be ready and know that they're watching it, so that at the end, when you get the second notification that they finished it, you're going to be ready to follow up with them. Because look, no matter how great a tool is, if you don't utilize the tool and you don't follow up with a prospect, then you're not going to have success. So we want to make sure we remind you to follow up. You're also going to be able to go into your back office on iDecide and see exactly in your dashboard where that prospect is in the process. Have they watched it? What part of the presentation are they at? And then it's going to, in the context name, you're going to see where it's sent, started, etc., and be able to follow that in a quick glance of all the prospects you've sent an iDecide to. And you're also going to get a follow-up iDecide notification 1, 3, and 5 days later. And if on day one you get a notification that says, have you followed up with Jay Adkins? You're going to have to click yes. If you don't, you're going to continue to get those notifications for 1, 3, and 5 days later. So we're going to help remind you to follow up with your prospects. So let's talk a little bit about what iDecide is not. iDecide is not a video. And we're pretty serious about that. And there's a reason why. We can have videos inside of an iDecide, but what videos cannot do is the things that we make us so special, like visiting live websites without leaving the presentation, doing math calculations, scheduling appointments in the presentation. Um, we can show real-time data like prices and those types of things. And the other thing that we can do, we have the viewer's name in the presentation, and there's a reason for that. It's personalizing it. And it's been proven in all research in the science of psychology of sales that just by personalizing the presentation to your prospect with their name in it increases your success, your open and your click rates threefold just by having their name in it. So we make sure that we do it. And we know iDecide works because we have 70 to, these are some of the emails we get back, 70 to 80% close rates in the first 45 days. They were doing 500 recruits a month before iDecide, 2,000 in the first 2 weeks after launching iDecide. Because if you use the tool, it works. We have a couple groups that have 90% close rates. I know these numbers sound astronomical in the world of marketing, but if it's set up properly, they have these success rates. And we're going to get into that a little bit because I want to share on best practices how they do that. 25 years full-time in network marketing, and I've never seen as much excitement energy as we have with the launch of iDecide. Because one of the things that makes it so strong is that we eliminate the fear of rejection, especially for your new reps, right? When new people come on and they get the iDecide, they can immediately start having success because they can send out an iDecide with a small little script and be sharing the presentation before they even feel like they know how to talk about the company. And the sooner you get somebody success, the better chance they have of sticking with the company and building a business with you. iDecide is in 89 countries. We have the back office translated in 17 languages. So when you log into your iDecide back office, you literally can choose what language you want everything converted to. Even the notifications that you get will be in that language you choose. So let's talk about how to use iDecide and get you guys moving forward on sending a presentation. When you first log into your iDecide back office, I'm going to minimize this, guys, because it's covering my screen. When you first log into your iDecide, you're going to see the tabs across the top here. You're going to contact tab is where you're going to put in your contacts on people to send. And you want to add contacts. You don't want to dump your entire contact list in right up front. And there's a reason for that, because you're gonna want to be able to manage the contacts you have in there and sending iDecides and following up. And if you just dump them in there, you're not going to be able to follow up in an appropriate amount of time. So we recommend doing about 100 at a time. And that way you send those out and then you can start adding more. But you're going to see where it says your names list is currently empty when you log in. And so you're going to want to hit add contact. If you look in the bottom left, it's circled. And when you click on the add contact button, a form pops up. It's very simple. You just enter in their first and last name. And then you want to add their contact information as well. I know I skipped off of that quickly, but you see that name we added, Mike Jones, but you'll want to put their email in there and their phone number. You don't have to have both, but you're going to want to have a way to contact them, because if you select in the app to send them to, but via text, then you're going to need their phone number in there for it to send it to them. So you want to make sure you have their phone number and email address if you have it. There's also a place in there to put notes. And I do a lot of, what we call friendship farming, and I meet people. And so as soon as I leave the meeting with somebody, or if I'm at a coffee shop and I meet somebody that, and I talk about iDecide, right? My whole sales team does this. When I come out, I'm immediately going to enter their contact. I'm going to put a note in there where I met them, how I met them, and then I'm going to send them the iDecide immediately. And that way they have the iDecide about, what we do at iDecide and how we can help their business. So once you have that in there, you'll see up in the right-hand corner that says never sent. So now you're going to go in and you're going to select the contact. And when you click on Mike Jones that we have added here, it's going to say send an iDecide. And now it's going to ask you to pick the presentation you want to send them. And you can type at that type bar once you have more iDecides. We're going to be adding iDecide presentations in multiple languages. We're going to be adding them other presentations. We're going to be building presentations throughout. And each time we build a new iDecide, guys, with your lifetime subscription, you'll never have to pay again. So any new iDecides we build for LifeWave will be automatically added into your back office, and you'll be able to utilize them instantly. And the same goes when we make edits to the current presentations. If you sent a link out last week, and this week the company makes a change to the iDecide presentation, as soon as they push that, we push that live, even the links you sent out a week ago, a year ago, if somebody clicks on that link, it is updated to the most recent version of the iDecide presentation for LifeWave. What that does is it always makes sure there's nothing out there that's not compliant, and it protects the company on compliance, but also makes sure you're giving the best information. So I hope that makes sense. So you're going to select what presentation, and then it's going to pop up an opportunity for you to copy a link. And there's a couple different ways that you can do that. This one allows you to put in a customized presentation, so you can edit this and then hit copy, and it's going to go right to your clipboard, and then you go and post it however you communicate with that rep. This is doing it online. If you're doing it in the app on your phone, it's a little different, and we'll get into that, because you literally can send text, WhatsApp, and email right from your phone. But with the online platform, we want you to be able to edit what you say to them, because everybody's different. So you're going to copy the link, see where it has it here, and you hit copy the clipboard, then you hit close. And then, of course, you're going to see it says sent at 10 p.m. That's when you created the iDecide to send. And then you're going to go post that link, send it to them. And when they click on the link, it's going to open like this. And they're going to see their name. Your message is going to already say something, and we'll get into best practices, but you're going to already tell them why you sent this to them, and hopefully you've already called them and told them you're going to send this to them. So when they see this, they click anywhere, and then their presentation comes to life. But as you notice now, your back office shows that the link's been opened. And once it's open and they click play, then it'll show they've started the presentation, and you're going to get a notification. You can also choose, when you're creating the link for your prospect, you can also choose to have it come in an email or a text message. Now, I'll be honest with you, I use my phone for everything in business, but I have all of my iDecide notifications go to an email, just because I get so many, because I send out hundreds of these all the time, and it'll tie your phone up. So I know we all like our phones for business, but it's just a best practice suggestion that you may try it. But if you're sending out a ton of these and you're getting notifications all the time, you're going to want to put it in an email so you can go through them all at any time in your email. I hope that makes sense and helps. The next category is our post a link. This is a really powerful tool to use for cold market, people you don't know, people in landing pages, social media posts, those types of things. It is a very powerful tool, but I want to make sure I share with you, when you use this link, your click rates and your close rates will drop significantly, because it's cold market. But what the post a link will do is, when you click on that, it'll have you select what presentation to send, and then it'll create a link. That link can now be embedded, and it'll also write the code for you to put in an iframe on a website. So we actually write the code. You can copy that if you're a techie person, or if you have a tech person, you can embed that into a landing page, if you will, to have the iDecide presentation in your landing page. However, when they click on it, they're going to see this, and it's going to ask them for their information. And having their information, then they can enter that in. And when they click watch, it's going to automatically take their information and put their first name into the iDecide, and they'll start watching the presentation. When they click on it, then you're going to see that they've been added to your back office. So it captures their information and shows you that they've opened the link. And then it'll show you when they click on and start watching it. I just want to make sure you understand that a lot of people don't want to put information in. So if you're using it, it's a powerful way to use cold marketing, but you want to make sure you're also sending it with, you're going to have more success if you're sending it personalized with somebody's name. So again, if you use post a link, include a message that will make them want to enter their info and watch it. So if it's part of a landing page or if it's just a post on your social media, make sure you're sending, saying, something that's going to make them want to put their information. For example, this interactive presentation will blow your mind. You'll thank me later. Something that's going to make them go, well, I've got to see this. So I'm going to put my name and email in there. Now, here's a hack that we have for you that can be really powerful, and there's pros and cons to it, but you're going to like this. A lot of people use it when they are doing some cold stuff, posting on social media. You can create a contact in your back office, like I showed you. And instead of putting Jay Adkins as the first name, just type in the word no, and the last name is name, just like you see it on my screen. Don't put a phone number or anything else in, and then save that. Then when you go in and go to create a link, you select no name, the contact no name, and create a link the same exact way. But what it'll do is instead of putting their name in the iDecide presentation, it'll just say welcome. There'll be no name. It won't say no name. It'll just say welcome. And that way you can use that and post that other places as well. The pro is more people will watch the presentation if they don't have a requirement to put their name and email address in. So it can be very beneficial to use in social media posts. The con to that is it does remove the personalization, the threefold engagement, but it also, your notifications won't have any information in them. It'll only say no name, watch the presentation. So it's powerful, but you're not going to know who to follow up with. So that's where you're sending it for social media. If they choose something at the end, like schedule a call, sign up to, try X39, or to become a brand partner, of course, then they're going to get their information entered. But I just want you to know that we have these hacks to make it easier for you. So let's talk about the iDecide app. So when you go to your app store, it is free. It is part of your subscription. Again, guys, our lifetime subscription is so that you don't ever have to pay again. People are tired of paying monthly, annually, yearly, all these things. And we have those options, but we offer the lifetime so that you just pay one time and you have it for life, and you never have to worry about buying iDecides or anything like that. Even if you work for a company and this is your side hustle, you can utilize iDecide for those companies if they have an iDecide. So it's a very powerful tool, and the lifetime gives you free access to everything. So you're going to download the iDecide app in your app store. Open it up. You're going to log in just like you do online. You're going to put that information in there. And now you're going to be able to add contacts from your phone right into the iDecide app. What's nice is when you add a new contact, it does add it to your main back office. So it'll also be online if you log in through the web instead of the iDecide app. So you click on a new contact and it'll allow you to add an individual contact, or you can import and it'll allow you to select a single person from your phone or import multiple people. And it'll look something like this. It'll bring up your contacts and you'll scroll through and click on who you want to add. And then it'll add those people in your back office. So now you want to send them an iDecide. You click on John, you click on who you want to send it to. And it's going to come up and it's going to say send an iDecide. And you see it's John Doe, and the phone number and stuff's in there. And the other reason, guys, that it's important to have that iDecide, to have it in the back office, or their email and their phone number, is because when you get the notifications, it's going to include their contact information, so you don't have to go back and look it up. You'll literally be able to call them from the email or the text that you get. You'll have their information already right there, ready for you to follow up. So then you click the send iDecide my presentation, you select it. It's going to create a link, the link and a message. You can edit that message and say what you want it to say. And on an email, it does the same thing, but you can edit that message before you send it. So let's talk real quick about best practices, and then we're going to open it up to some questions. Please watch the tutorial videos in your back office. Like even before you log in, we have videos. And they are really great tutorial videos on how to utilize iDecide. So if you have any challenges after this training or anything like that, watch the videos. It will answer 98% of our customer service questions that we get can be answered that way. So make sure you watch those. You can also send, we do weekly text message short video trainings. They're completely generic. They are not designed for any company. They're just how-tos and special training videos that we will text out every so often on a weekly basis. And you can get that if you text iDecide to the number on your screen. It's 866-824-7833. Just text iDecide to that number, and that'll enroll you into receiving training videos. So we mentioned it before that iDecide is not a video. Our tagline is it's what videos want to be when they grow up. But I wanted to make sure you understand why. If you don't refer to iDecide as a video, it cheapens their impression of the presentation. Remember, everyone else is sending videos. People are videoed to death all day long. They're scrolling videos on social media. They're getting emailed and texted videos. So your leaders spent thousands and thousands of dollars to create iDecide for you to set you apart, to make sure you have the best tools available to you to build your business. And when I tell you they spent thousands, we don't work with every network marketing team and leader in the industry. We are selective because of what we do and how we do it. And your leaders paid thousands to build this. And I'm not patting them on the back. I'm not trying to boast their ego. I want you to understand it. They saw so much value in this tool. But if we call it a video like everything everyone else uses, it just cheapens it. And you want to stand out with an iDecide. So use the term interactive presentation or interactive experience, and you're going to see a much greater response to that. If you're not receiving the notifications, check your spam folder. Make sure your email and phone number are entered correctly. We do have a lot of customer service calls where they entered their email or their information wrong. Notifications are sent when the presentation is started, not when the link is opened. We don't want to send it when they just open the link you sent them. When they click to watch it is when we start sending notifications. Personalize it. Send a personalized presentation, not a post a link, whenever possible. It is going to increase your success rate. Open rates are much higher. Don't just send a presentation link. Send a personal message along with it. So if you have a link and you use the no name or you use the post a link, do not just blast that on your social media. Make sure you set it up so that people, know and will want to click on it. This is the company I was telling you about. The presentation is interactive, so you'll have fun with it. Enjoy. A lot of times I'll say something like, oh, and by the way, I promise you this is unlike anything you've ever seen, right? This presentation or this interactive experience. I want them to be intrigued to open our iDecide, because we use iDecide for iDecide, just so you guys know. So it's really important that you set it up right. And even better, prepare them verbally. Call them. The folks that are getting these 90% close rates, they're killing it. They literally make a phone call first and tell them they're sending it and that it's important and why it's important. Don't tell them too much about the company. That's what the iDecide is for. But tell them why you're excited that they're going to love the presentation experience you're going to send them. And just by doing that and then putting a message in the link you send them, it increases your open rates, your watch rates, and your finish rates. But still, follow-up is the key. iDecide's awesome, but it's no magic bullet. Make sure you're following up. Just some housekeeping issues. Do not record an iDecide presentation or post it anywhere. It violates our terms of use. It creates a huge compliance problem for your company. We will be forced to file a copyright infringement claim. But more importantly, your iDecide account will be terminated without a refund, but it won't be updated in the real times with all the changes that your leadership makes. We monthly will be meeting with leadership, reviewing all the different data on what's working and what's not, what are people clicking, not clicking, and then we will be adjusting the presentation. We believe that any presentation is a living, breathing document, and we're going to constantly be improving the close rates before all the time. And if you don't have that and you made a copy of it, you're not going to get those edits and you're going to be in violation of compliance. So please make sure you do not do that. And we know it happens. And we do monitor with AI for that because we want to protect the company. The reason the company is allowing us to work with your leadership is because we make sure that you can't edit and we protect the compliance things with LifeWave. Your company has an amazing technology. I know firsthand. I use it. We also use it for veterans. And so we know how powerful it is and how amazing your opportunity is. We don't want to see that ruined because you're not being compliant. And I know compliance can be a challenge sometimes. Trust me, we know. But they are working with your leadership to make sure you have the best presentations you can send. So please don't do it. And lastly, guys, as I finish up, we open it up to questions. Have fun with it. Use it. Encourage your team to use it. Create a duplicatable system that includes the iDecide and sending it. And you guys have analytics in the back office that will show you literally where you're having the most success, how many you've sent, how many have been opened. And it's strictly for you. And you can actually see what days the iDecide works better. And what's really amazing is that in the back office, when you go in there, it will allow you to send us a request and we will help analyze your data for you. Our AI will help us do that. And so that we can say, look, you're sending these presentations out, you're having the most success on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, there's things that your analytics will help you on using the tool besides us using it with the corporate side to and your leadership to build, make the iDecide better. Lastly, on the email support, do not call your leaders. Do not call Jay. Do not call, Carlos, Esteban, any of the leadership. And this is why they're busy helping your team, helping you guys grow. iDecide will handle all of your customer service issues. If you're having a problem or you have a question, just email our support team at hi at idecide.com. And don't be shy. We want to help you. Our CEO still reads to this day, 7 years later. We've got over 8 million iDecides viewed in 87 countries. He still reviews our customer service emails to make sure and how our team responds. So understand, we take it serious. And I think Jay will tell you we take customer service pretty serious. So, guys, I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned a lot. I'm going to open it up to some questions in the chats. Jay, if you can help me with this, or
Yeah, yeah. And Lola and Justin will help. Eric, thank you so much for that. We didn't really talk about that a lot, Eric, on the first call about how much we invested in this. And we invested in this because we knew how helpful it was going to be to everybody. And I've worked with a lot of companies in my history in the insurance space, in the financial services space, in the clothing space, and I decide their service and what they want to deliver on is just, I mean, it is white glove 5 star, and I just can't say enough great things about them. So like if you have questions, reach out to them. I would say the best thing to do is just play with it. Right? He showed you how to download the app, he shows you how to get in the back office. You're not gonna break anything. Just go in there and play and click on things. It's really, really easy to send a link. Like once you download the app, you can go in there and you could choose a contact on your phone and send the link to them directly, and it has their email information in there already because it's in your contacts. So just use the tool and listen. What I would do with this, you guys, is all the people that you've talked to in the past that you feel like you didn't do a good job of presenting what this product actually was, and you kind of were stepping all over yourself when you first started, just like send a text to them like, hey, listen, our company came up with something that just explains this thing a little better. I might not have done a great job in the beginning explaining this to you, but I wanted to send this presentation to you to just kind of take yourself through this, what you want to learn about. When you have time, just take a look at it. And then that way you're also going back. I mean, what he said is follow up is important. All the people you've talked to over the last 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, just reach out to them and send this to them, right? It's not going to hurt anything. They're going to open it up and they're going to be impressed by it. And then they might have more questions for you. So, Lola, are there any questions in Spanish that people are asking? Well, I'm going to go to some of the ones that have their hands up right now. But if you could gather some of those questions in the chat. Before I forget, though, you guys, don't forget that we have an event this weekend in Miami at 7:45 at Crandon Park. That if you guys want to invite prospects to it to see the community, don't forget about the event this weekend. We still have a few more places left. We've got over 800 people registered for it. So do not miss this weekend registering for this event or sharing it with your team to get people out there. All right, Mariah, I'm gonna go to you, Miss Moda.
Hola, hola.
Hi, hi.
Jay y Eric,
Jay
muchísimas
and Eric,
gracias.
thank you so
Yo
much.
quiero sacarle el
I
máximo
want
provecho a
to
esta herramienta
leverage
porque
this
está
at the
extraordinaria, me
max
ha
because it's
fascinado.
extraordinary. I'm
Entonces tengo
fascinated.
una
So I have
pregunta
one
y una
question
sugerencia.
and one suggestion.
La pregunta,
My
em,
question
yo
is
tengo, mi teléfono es Android.
my phone is Android.
Entonces, yo
And
desde mi Android,
so on
cuando
my
doy de
Android
alta a
phone,
a los contactos y
when
de ahí
I
les quiero
upload my
mandar para
contacts and I
WhatsApp,
want
no
to
me
send them
aparece
to
la opción
WhatsApp, I
WhatsApp,
don't see the
me
option of
aparece la
WhatsApp.
opción
I
mensaje
only
de
see
texto
text
y
message
cuando le
option.
doy mensaje
And
de
when I
texto
click on
sí me
text
lleva al
message, then
WhatsApp
it does
de
take
mi
me to
contacto, pero
WhatsApp
sí
on my
me
contact.
lleva, sí,
But
no me trae junto,
it
no
doesn't
trae el
bring
enlace y
the
el texto
link or the
ya en
text
automático.
already
Entonces, lo
automatically.
que he tenido que
So
hacer
what
es
I've had to
ya
do is
recuperarlo.
I've had to
Entonces,
copy and
Eric,
paste it. So
para
Eric,
Android no existe
so
esa
does this not
opción.
exist for Android, that option?
It should. Usually we have somebody say text a message. I know it's probably not a good language. We might want to look at that. I appreciate you bringing that up. What I'd like you to do is, if you could, email me, Eric at iDecide, ERIC at iDecide, a screenshot of that. But only because I don't have an Android in front of me to test it. But what should happen is you click text, and then it should ask you, how do you want to text? Through WhatsApp, because it is a texting platform, through text on your phone or through WhatsApp. So it's the second step, and it should be that way with the Android as well. But if you just send me a reminder, I will have the team look into that tomorrow.
And real quick,
Gracias.
I
Thank
De
you.
forgot to
hecho,
mention
ya
you guys.
envié
Actually,
dos
I
correos
just sent
en
two
el que de
emails
uno
already. I
haciendo la
sent
pregunta
one
me
asking the
pidieron
question. They
efectivamente que
asked me
mandara la
precisely to
captura.
send a
En lugar de
screenshot,
mandar la
Okay.
captura,
and instead
mandé
of sending the
un
screenshot,
pequeño video
I sent a
para que
short
ustedes
video.
vieran
So you could
cómo
see the
yo lo
whole
voy haciendo
process
paso a
of
paso
how I
y no me
click
lo
on
copia.
everything step by step, and it doesn't copy it.
No me han respondido.
Awesome.
They haven't replied though.
My customer service team responded to you this evening?
Sí, no me han
No,
respondido
they have
todavía.
not replied yet.
Okay. I thought you said they responded. I was gonna be like, wow. It's a little late in Ohio, but I do want to add another thing. You said you wanted to take maximum advantage of this. Two things. One of the other successes we see with iDecide, it was actually a side product that we didn't even think about, is the level of re-engagement in reps that have dropped off your business. You team builders out there, if you have reps that have kind of walked away or they're just not engaged, they're not doing much, chances are they got some rejection. It's one of the number one reasons why people struggle and they didn't get success right off the bat. You send them the iDecide and show them the technology of what the company's doing, and it will re-engage a lot of people. The second thing, and I want every one of you to write this down. You want to see your business explode. I want you to this weekend, take Sunday, take 4 hours, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to go to your phone and I want you to send as many iDecides as you can to your contacts. Whether you've talked to them before, whether you showed it to them before, and you just discipline yourself to do that, you will help launch your business. You will literally send that out. You can send two, three, 400 probably in a 4 or 5 hour period. But grab your favorite beverage, put some music on, and literally challenge yourself to send as many as you can with a simple little script about, I know we talked about what I'm doing again. The company never fails to blow me away with their technology and what they're doing. And I wanted to share this with you and send it out. Make sure you do it though. We have teams that do that. They have parties and challenges and contests on how many they can send out. So make sure you guys do that. And one last announcement before we take another question. Guys, when we did the launch for you, we offered a 3 day and then we extended it 7 day discount for you. It's $100 discount off our lifetime price, which is huge. And we do not usually extend that beyond that time frame. Jay and the leadership, because they were traveling and because, well, let's just be honest, Jay's a persistent leader that you guys have. They have asked us to extend it. We're going to do a training call this week. We're going to do another one next week. So we are extending it for a week to next Thursday. So if you have anyone on your team that has not signed up and they want to, and look, it's not a sales push. We understand that not everybody's going to sign up. We understand it's an investment in your business and your company, and some people can't. We understand that. But if you have not, or you have leaders, make sure you let them know that that's extended. And if they go to that site to sign up, the get iDecide /LifeWave, it's already on there. And you're going to see when you select your team, you're going to see the lifetime option for the discount. So make sure you take advantage of it. It will not be extended again. But you guys got some great leaders that are doing everything they can to help you win.
Well, Eric, I was just getting ready to edify you and tell them that you actually extended that for us. So anybody that missed it, or anybody on your team that you want to talk to about, just make sure you let them know because that one time is going away. And we did have to negotiate a little bit for that. But again, iDecide is so awesome and so amazing and so open and so understanding. They listened to all my excuses. They listened to all my reasons why we needed it because I was out of town and we didn't have time to talk about it. And Eric and the CEO and the owner of the company said we'll do it. So, again, I can't say enough kind things about them. So just talk to your team about it because there's a lot of people out there struggling. And just like Eric said, I mean, you can send these out to people and you're going to prospect and they're going to ask you questions. Even if they say, "What is this?" You could just say, "Oh, we haven't talked about the business that I'm doing. Like the business has changed my life. The passion has changed my life. We haven't talked about it. Oh my God. You know what? I thought I talked to you about this. I thought you asked me to send this presentation to you. I mean, just play dumb. When they contact you and be like, "What is this thing?" And just be like, "What thing are you talking about? That presentation you sent me. Oh, wait, we haven't talked about this? Are you serious? I haven't talked to you about this? This thing's changed my life." And then you're into a conversation with them automatically, and they're just wondering what you sent them. So, Yanetsi,
Hi Jay.
Perdón,
hello.
perdón, solo me faltó
Sorry, I
algo
was
decir
missing
que yo
one
les
last
dije que
thing
eran
that I
dos
wanted
cosas
to
que
say. I said it
que
was
quiero
two things,
aprovechar.
sorry, but I want to
Todos
take
los que
advantage of
mandaron
this
me han
time.
hablado
Of
mucho y a todo el
all
mundo le
the
ha
iDecides that
encantado.
I've sent,
Solamente me ha
a lot.
dicho la
Everybody loved
sugerencia
them. They
que
just
la
suggested
que es
one
en
thing,
español,
that the one that is in
si
Spanish,
se pudiera hacer algo con
if
la voz,
something could be done
porque
with the
me parece
voice,
en algunas
because
partes,
it
no sé si es
seems a
inteligencia
bit, I don't know if
artificial,
it's AI
no
or
dice
what,
bien
but
algunas
they're not
palabras
pronouncing well
y
some
no se
words.
escucha como
And
tan
it doesn't
conectada, tan
sound
real
like a
como la de
person that is
usted. Yo ya
connected, a
escuché las
real
dos
person
y
like in
bueno,
English. I've
las
heard
quise
them
escuchar
both,
para ver por
and
qué
I
uno
wanted to
respecto
hear
con el
them
español
to
le
understand why
decía
my
eso y
Spanish
sí,
speaking
sí se
prospect
escucha
said that to
la
me.
voz
And
como
yes, the voice
medio rara.
sounds a bit
Entonces,
strange,
la
weird.
herramienta es tan
So the
maravillosa
tool
que
is
creo que podemos
amazing.
tener
I
una
think
voz
that we can
igual
have an
de
amazing
sana
voice
como
with
ella.
that. That was my suggestion.
Well, thank you. And we have taken that advice. We have an actress. We're working with Esteban that has an actress that has an amazing voice. We have sent the files and we are working on getting that entire Spanish version completely rescripted with a professional voice person. So we'll be getting that. And as soon as that's done, it'll be made switched live. You won't even know it. It'll automatically update the new presentation. The new voice will be in there the next time you send it when it's done. So
Eric, can you let us know when that's done just so we can tell everybody?
yeah,
Because I've heard that from a lot of people. So I will tell you in the Hispanic world, they're very, very particular with their accents and their pronunciation. That's why I don't speak very much Spanish. I'm trying to learn, but they're very hard on me when I'm speaking Spanish. So I'm gonna like one day I'm just gonna speak Spanish, but it's gonna be really good Spanish. You guys are gonna be like, "What? Jay speaks Spanish?" And you guys, yes, yes, but I just waited 5 years till I was perfected. I perfected it.
Well,
Hey,
Jay,
Nancy, go ahead.
yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, Jay. I have a question. How do I customize, how do I set up on my iDecide account instead of me forgetting the text notification to get it to the email, like you mentioned on the presentation? Where do I go?
Great question. When you click the contact and it opens up and you have to select what presentation you want to send,
Mm-hmm.
you scroll down a little bit, you'll see where it says email or text. So every time you create an iDecide, you can change that. You can have, like, if it's somebody you want the text from immediately, you can change it and send it to them, and that one presentation is going to come to you in text. But everything else that you choose could be an email. So
Yes, I saw that, but I actually meant the status on the status notification is the patient is the I'm sorry, I just see patients and I'm used to say the word patient. If the client opens up or if you watch the presentation, all those statuses that I want to get it instead of getting it to my phone, I want to get it to the email.
correct. When you go in to create the link that you're going to send to that somebody, that's where you can select email or text, how you want those notifications.
Because I only get the presentation to be sent out in the language, but I'm getting the recipient's name, the recipient's email, and then the presentation, if either I want to send it in English or Spanish, but it's not giving me any options to choose.
So let's do this real quick so everyone learns, because it'd be great. Click on the presentation you want to send.
Okay, give me 1 second and I'm going to share my screen. Share. Because I'm logged in on iDecide. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Probably, I don't know that you'll be able to.
So I have that one contact,
So you click on that.
and then I click on that contact,
Mhm.
and all I get is
Pick whatever presentation you want to send.
I want to send it in. Yeah, the computer doesn't give. When you try to open options, it basically on the phone it worked better, but on the computer, it's basically giving me like things that I have saved.
You should only have two presentations right now, right? You have
Either in
Spanish.
English or Spanish, yes.
Yeah, just select either one for now. It doesn't matter which one you select. Just pick one.
Okay, English,
And then now it should go to the next page, right?
next.
You hit next. And it's creating that link for you, and that's where you'll be able to choose email or texting to receive the notification.
I see it now. Perfect. I see it. I choose either option. So, okay, and it's always pre-selected to the email. So by default.
Well, it might be default. If you select text this time, the next time you go in, it'll be on text.
I see. I
So-
see. It will remember how you basically prefer the notifications to be sent.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you so much.
you're welcome.
Okay, you guys, we have 3 minutes. I have another call at 7 o'clock, the opportunity call tonight. So I'm gonna let Greta go.
Okay. Hi, thank you guys. This is a great tool. Really appreciate the leaders doing this. But I think it's important to have a feedback from us. Since when I started, well, I bought it at the first time when Jay said that we could do it. And most of my clients are in Spanish. So basically, yeah, one of the big feedbacks is that the compensation plan in Spanish, it's the feedback I'm getting, it's very confusing. So the people I mean, just telling me that they're not feeling comfortable because they don't understand about the compensation plan. So that is something that we need to work on. That I try my best and explain that, but I think the tool is not helping in that precise point, like the compensation plan. And also that only talks about the X99, they only talk about the X39 instead of, we have so many great patches. I mean, that would help people with so many things. And I think it would be great that we could add also the all the patches.
Hey, Greta, so the
Mhm,
compensation plan is changing in
mhm.
probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we're not going to invest a lot of time. I mean, I think maybe the translation of it is maybe not as good because of them using AI for the voice.
Yeah.
As far as in the other patches, David Schmidt, the founder of the company, wants us to talk about one patch.
Mm,
Once people are into the company, we talk about the other patches because if you put too many patches, a confused mind never buys. So people are not going to know what to buy. So that's
okay.
why, I mean, even the founder of the company that and created all the other patches is like talk about X39. And for all of you on here listening, that's the only patch you should be talking about. So the company had all the other patches. They did $20 million a year. And the X39 patch has done, they did $600 million. So the X39 is the product that you want to talk about. And it's the product that really fixes everything anyways. Now I mean, I look like a Dalmatian dog. I wear, you know, 5, 6 patches a day because I understand the protocols of them. But we don't want to confuse people that know nothing about the patch because they're gonna be like, oh my God, where do I go? Glutathione? Do I do SP6? Do I do X49? Do I do
Yeah,
like carnosine? Like, so that's the reason why we want the presentation simple
you
so
keep it
that
simple. I
yeah,
understand.
keep it
Yes.
simple. And so as you guys are talking to people, don't talk about the other patches. I never talk about any patch except for X39. And then when people are in the
Okay.
business, I didn't learn about any of the patches, Greta, for 3 months. I didn't want to know anything about the patches because it was enough for me to learn about the patents on the patches, what the patches did, what the benefits were. So
Yeah,
just keep it super simple. And then the comp plan, this is the problem with comp plans. Even right now, 95% of the people don't understand the comp plan that we are getting paid off of now. And then we're going to 9 ways to get paid. So we're going to try to simplify the comp plan for the people that are entering the
that's great.
business. This is
Perfect.
not for people that are already in the business. This comp plan is just to give people a simple overview of there's a lot of potential and a lot of opportunity in the comp plan. And so
Yeah,
there's going to be analytical minds that are going to look at this thing, but I don't understand because they want to understand every detail of it. The point of this presentation is not for them to have a complex understanding of the comp plan. It's just to let them know that there's a massive opportunity and a lot of money. So I appreciate the feedback, but I just wanted you to understand as well,
yeah,
like the whole
yeah.
premise of the of the of,
This is not final. I understand this is not final. We're just working on it, and
yep.
especially we're doing it another plan where there's useless to do something about what is going on right now.
Yeah, but
One,
we love the feedback.
yeah.
Love, love,
Thank
love the
you.
Thank
feedback.
you.
Keep giving the
One
feedback because
one
we
thing.
only get better.
Perfect. Thank
So
you, Jay. And one thing, one question with Eric is that I'm having issues when people end watching my video. Even though when I did all the settings, I put the link for my enrollment and with my code and everything. It's just throwing them to a 500 internal service error. There is an error. It's throwing the people to an error in the LiveWave homepage.
Okay.
So I don't know if you understand. Are you familiar with the 500 internal service error or?
Yeah, yes. Basically somehow the username that you put in when you signed up isn't taking them to your replicated site at the end.
Okay.
And so we just need to look at that. So email the home office, hi at
Okay.
iDecide, and let them know what your username is for your
Okay.
website. And then they'll
Okay.
go in and check that in the back office. And if it's not the same, they'll run a scan. They'll check and find out where the issue is.
Perfect. I'll email them. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
okay, okay,
Absolutely.
Olivia, I literally have 1 minute if you want to answer your question really, really fast. I just have to get to this other call.
Gracias, Jay. Rapidísimo. Solo
Thank you,
quisiera
Jay.
saber,
Super
yo
quickly, I
ya
would
la
just like
recorrí
to
toda la
know, I
aplicación
already
muchas
saw the
veces, toqué
whole
toda la
app
sección
many
y
times. I
tengo
touched
algunas
all the options and I
sugerencias
have a few suggestions
para mejorarla.
to improve
¿A
it.
quién las puedo dirigir?
So
¿Cómo
who
las
can
dirijo
I
para
tell
que se
this? Who
puedan
should I send
considerar?
this to so you can consider them?
Olivia, in the interest of time, Jay's got to go, and I've got another call. Send me an email personally. It's Eric ERIC at idecide.com, and send me those suggestions so that I can take those to the team.
Ok,
Okay,
gracias.
awesome, guys.
Guys,
Thank you
thank you so
guys
much.
so much. And I hope to see a lot of you in Miami this weekend. I hope to meet a lot of you. Have a great night. Eric, thank you so much for your time, effort, and energy that you're putting into this and the partnership. We really, really appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we
Thank you, my
appreciate you
friend.
guys. Thanks so
I see
much.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.